Welcome back to another race breakdown. I'm Kevin Sully, and today we're going to be looking at Keely Hodgkinson's indoor British record in the 800, which came in February in Birmingham in what was the second best race of her career, right behind that 155 that she ran at the Olympics. And this was a remarkable debut for Hodgkinson in this race, her first 800 of the year, and she exceeded any and all expectations. Now, we did a previous race breakdown with her outdoors last year about that was her dipping her toe in the water on the global scene, her really putting her name out there and letting people know that she is a contender. She obviously backed that up with what she did later on in the year, but this is just the confirmation that Keely Hodgkinson is here to stay. Let's freeze it after this first lap. Rabbit out pretty quick here, 28.2. So Hodgkinson a bit back from that. 157.91 was the old British record. That was the mark that Hodgkinson was targeting going in. Not sure how much benefit she's getting from the Rabbit being this far back. Eventually she's going to close it up a bit, but still you see the distance between Hodgkinson and the pack, and then to the front, Hodgkinson and the Rabbit. This was a good field too. Natoya Goule is in this field, obviously very strong runner both indoors and out. You can see her leaving the group, trying to catch Hodgkinson, giving chase there. But Hodgkinson's going to do something absolutely special in these last two laps. Rabbit was trying to go through 500, so 58.58 on the clock, 30.39. So still possible to get the record, but I think they would have liked it a tad quicker. Now, on the broadcast, I did mention that Hodgkinson tore her quad in the beginning of January, so perhaps her season got pushed back a bit, but really couldn't tell that she was any worse for wear in this race. So Rabbit is going to step off here. Goule latched on to Hodgkinson, and perhaps at this point thinking she can give her a run for her money. I mean, they've raced each other in the 2021 season. Goule had a great year, but Hodgkinson in this last 300 meters just absolutely powers away. You saw Goule was creeping up on Hodgkinson just about 50 meters before that, and then now she's absolutely gone. Look at the gap that's developed between the two. 29.77 there for that third 200, and it's going to go even quicker on this final lap as Hodgkinson just completely puts the pedal down. And in the record attempts, you don't usually expect to see this quick of a close because you expect them just to be going out at a quick pace and sitting behind the Rabbit. This is more what you'd see if it was a tactical first 600 and then she is free to go in the last 200. But look at this last 50. Keep an eye on the clock as well. She's going to go through 157.21, so 28.87 on the final 200. So she went a 29.7 and then a 28.7. And her 400-meter splits end up being pretty close to each other. I had 58 mid, 58.5 or so for the first lap, and then 58.6-ish for the second lap. So Hodgkinson really closed well. Usually you see, even in these fast races, you see that 2-second differential between the first 400 and the second 400. Hodgkinson's was close to even, which I think indicates she could go a bit quicker. It's her second best time. I mean, you could do that just based on the fact that this is a British record, but also let's look at these points totals that are associated with it. So here's the 155.8. Nobody's discounting that as her best time. But number two right here, 1,232 points, is this 157.2. 2-0, and it's quicker than all those other outdoor performances, and she had some great outdoor performances last year. So Hodgkinson 157.20 national record. We'll see where that ranks on the all-time list. It puts her number 6 in history, and it's the fastest time since 2002. There was one race in 2002 where we had the world record from Sheplak, and Graf was second. But after that, all these other marks are from the 80s and 90s. So that 2002 sticks out there for Hodgkinson. And more just confirmation that she is absolutely here to stay. Keely Hodgkinson, and this rivalry between the two young stars. Hodgkinson, who just turned 20. She was 19 in this race. She just turned 20. Athingmo will turn 20 later on this year. It could be setting up for some very exciting years of racing in the women's 800. So that's it for this edition of the Race Breakdown. Stay tuned to the FloTrack YouTube page for more.